All right,
Well, that
guys, welcome to another live stream of the Area
yep.
51 podcast. A lot of you probably have heard about the new H-1B appointment update, where you have within a year of within a year of your visa expiring, if you are not getting your appointment done, you don't qualify for Dropbox anymore. For many folks, this came as a rude surprise. A good number of folks finding it after they have landed in India. Uh, though there hasn't really been any clear instructions on how to proceed, how to transition from Dropbox to visa appointment. That's when I stumbled upon a Jaideep, who is actually one of the first few folks who found out about this, who actually went ahead and changed his appointment from Dropbox to a to an in-person appointment, and has very kindly volunteered to spend some time on a Sunday talking about it with us. So, hi Jaideep, thanks for doing this, man. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello. Thank you for having me on.
No,
Um,
big thank you to you, man. So it's a
eh,
big deal.
it's
And
Sunday
like I
afternoon.
said,
My wife has gone out for groceries, so I have some time on my hands.
okay, great. Thanks to her as well.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, man. So
So
you are based in Michigan.
I am currently based in Michigan. I work in the automotive industry as a battery enclosures DRE.
Nice.
I came here from a very weird from many weird places, and I'm happy where I am right now, and I don't want to move from here.
From
So
Michigan.
from this industry.
From this industry. Great.
uh,
So you've been you did your so you moved here always wanting to get into the battery space, or was that like a happy coincidence?
it's a yes and no. I've always been a person who likes to break things and fix them,
Okay.
and that basically drove me towards doing engineering.
Nice. Okay.
And I've been a car guy since I've
Nice.
been a kid. So,
Okay.
sort of getting a degree in mechanical engineering was
A no brainer.
preset in my mind by myself. So, like, nobody pushed me to do it. So, I did it all on my own.
Okay.
And when you come across people who do stuff like this on, and they are pretty much not at the top of their class. So, I wasn't.
Okay.
Um,
Me neither. I was also mech background. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So then did that. Came here directly for grad school. Really wanted to spend a couple of years back in India to work in like an OEM or something to sort of understand how the industry works.
Yep.
But I do have a cousin sister who lives here, and
Nice.
she
Okay.
was like, "Nope, 2020 elections are happening. Don't take a risk. Come here and then figure out whatever you want to do." So
Smart call. Yeah.
packed my bags, showed up
Yeah.
here, went to
Yeah.
Clemson. Struggled a bit, but pulled up my socks up, understood what's happening, figured
Okay.
out stuff, graduated with a decent GPA, but graduated in the middle of COVID in May 21. Um,
Oh, fun
got
times.
whatever job I got, was not a part of my industry, but hey, you got to fill your stomach with food. So
Yeah.
you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Uh, did that for the first 6 months, then moved to California to work for a startup.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay.
Startup didn't have enough money in the first 10, 11 months. So that didn't pan out.
Okay.
So then moved from there to Michigan to work at Stellantis. Worked for a year at Stellantis through a contracting firm. Um, got engaged during that time, and like,
Congratulations. Yeah.
thank you so much. And then 3 weeks after getting engaged, Stellantis was like, "Thank you very much. We don't want your services anymore."
Oh my god.
So figured to stay back in Michigan. Found this job at a company called American Battery Solutions,
Okay.
where I am currently since January
Great.
of 24.
Okay.
So it's been 13 months going on. I
Okay.
like the job. I enjoy the people that I work with.
Okay.
It's not a giant corporation like Stellantis
Hey,
is. So
small companies, some of the best places to learn stuff.
yes,
So,
yes.
yep.
So we have many of the processes and guidelines, and like all the people that I'm working with have come from some kind of an OEM,
Okay.
so they know, like, they have that mindset. But
Okay.
also because it's like a smaller company,
You get to wear
you
many hats,
can,
right? Yep.
yeah, you do get to wear many hats, but
Yeah.
those many hats are within your limits. They're like, you
Specific
don't,
domain. Yep.
yeah. So that really works for
Awesome.
from like an engineering perspective. perspective. Me having to jump so many jobs in the last 4 months, in the last 4 years,
Okay.
I have been on top of LinkedIn every day. I probably scroll LinkedIn more in one day than I do Instagram in a week.
Same, same. My partner
So
makes the same joke. She's like, it's obsessive how much time you spend on LinkedIn. I was like, hey, there's like an ROI for this, you know? It's like, I don't get that same
yeah,
ROI for any other
exactly.
social media platform.
Yes, yes, there is.
Yeah. So, somewhere along
But
this journey, you got your H-1B, I'm assuming?
yes, so when I was at Stellantis through the contracting firm, so in the second lottery of the year in 23,
Oh, okay.
I got my H1 got picked,
Got
and
it.
then um, there is a silver lining to this as well, where Stellantis told my contracting company that we no longer need our services, but my approval hadn't come through,
Okay.
so I paid $2,500, got the approval before.
Premium processing.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
before
But
the
still,
before my job actually went through,
it's
like,
allowed for employees to do the
yes,
premium processing and stuff. So right after that, you jumped in everything. So
yes,
all in all, the first question that I have for you regarding the topic that we're talking on, right? It seems like you're still kind of new in US. You're maybe I would
yes,
say under 5 years or just about 5 years, 4 years.
5.5 years. So
So it's
I came here August 9th, 2019. So
right. So with it's actually very impressive that first of all you found out that this update happened to the
yeah,
appointment slots because not a lot of people knew it. They was just very quietly changed
yeah.
overnight in the website saying that from 48 months we're bringing it down to 12 months. So how did you know about this? Like, what is your secret of staying on top of immigration changes?
It's you have to follow the right people on LinkedIn. You have to follow the right people on places where you get your immigration information from. LinkedIn is my top choice.
Nice. Okay.
I don't have any other social media where I follow immigration lawyers.
Okay.
So as soon as this news hit, not just from one person but from multiple people in like a window of 3 to 5 hours, I
You
was
got
like,
updates.
I don't care. I'm gonna cancel it and I'm gonna be ahead of the curve, because it happens the same way where people will release factual information,
Yeah.
and then the people who are affected by this would spend like a couple of days
Thinking
trying
about
to
it. Yeah.
wallow and like, hey, did somebody else go through with this? Should I do it? Should I not
Shit,
do
that's
it?
so valid. Yeah, very
And
nice. Yeah,
then
yeah.
and then by the time everybody comes to that place, it's all the slots have been flooded, and like you are already in like the peak of your normal distribution. So then I was like, man, screw it. I just have to
Dude,
be ahead
well
of the
played,
curve.
man. Very impressed.
Yeah.
Very.
So
Usually,
I was
that
like,
decision paralysis usually takes about a good 10 to 12 days. That you're like, shit, shit. But you're like, first, it's like the 5 stages of grief, right? By the time you
yes,
reach the acceptance mode, all the slots are gone, right?
yes,
So,
exactly. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna cancel my appointment and then I'm gonna go through my phases of grief, because there is no
very
point
smart.
in
Very
me
smart.
going through the phases of grief, then canceling,
And
and
getting really
and
screwed over.
then
Yeah.
yeah, because right now I see a lot of posts where people are saying where they've canceled their appointment and it's been 2 days, maybe 3 days, but the portal has not refreshed for them, where they can now go in and actually answer the questionnaire to get the drop to get
Yeah.
the interview appointment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Can you walk us through the steps since now we're talking about it, right?
sure.
What
So
so let's here's now here's Jaideep at this point where he's decided that he's going to go ahead and book an in-person appointment, right?
yes,
Walk us through your steps, and I might interrupt you in between with a few
it's okay.
questions here and there, but just
It's okay.
walk us through it. Like what
So
are your procedure?
step zero would be to log into your account and
Okay.
see if your current appointment is still there or not.
Okay.
Because if that has gone away, then there is no way for you to cancel your appointment. So as soon as you see that, just blindly go ahead and cancel that appointment.
You cancel
It'll
it.
ask,
There's no reschedule.
no. So you have to cancel it.
Oh,
You cancel it. It will ask you for an a confirmation of cancellation. You say yes, and then that portal basically that screen refreshes, and it gives you like a manage application tab and stuff. You wait for an hour and a half, and then you will get an email to your registered email address from the portal saying that your appointment on so and so date at so and so time has been cancelled.
okay.
That's basically their way of acknowledging that you have done this.
Cancelled. Okay.
And then Generally, it is recommended that you wait about 24 hours
Okay.
after that, after you get that email, for the system to basically go through a complete refresh and be like, oh, okay, now this person is has like they have paid the money, but now they need an appointment. So then you
So is
re-log
this the
in.
freeze out period that people have been talking about online?
Yes, yes.
Some
So
people have
many.
been saying it takes 1 day to 3 days.
Yes, exactly. So there have been people who it's been taken 2 days, maybe 3 days for this, and they've still not received that thing in their portal where they can now go ahead and select,
Book a
okay,
new.
create a new application.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you basically log into your portal again, you create a new
This
application.
is usually a panic spot. I'm assuming when you
Yes,
finish all this and you find out there's no create new application. So folks, it's part of the system's rules. Just give
yes.
it, let it reset, and usually just keep checking once a day or something, and then you should probably have the option to create a new application to go ahead with it. Yep.
Yep, yep. That's the right way to do it. Once you do get the tab of creating the application, you start with the create application, and then you sort of go through the questionnaire, and then it will not let you do an Dropbox. It will make you do an interview. There is
In,
like the
okay.
two options of an interview in Dropbox don't show up at all.
Only interview. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Is it
automatically
because you've
interview.
already put in your dates and it is greater than 12 months? Is that why?
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
it will ask you where, oh, what was the last visa that you held,
Okay. Okay.
and like what is the next visa that you want to do. It will ask you to put your DS-160, the reference number, your passport number, and all of those things that you originally put in for this appointment.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I mean, if you're using Chrome and you're lazy like me, you just auto save everything in Chrome,
Yeah.
or you write it down on a piece of paper and you remember where that piece of paper is.
Got it. Got it. Got it. And you
um,
have to pay again, or is it like you put
no,
them?
so that's another tricky place. So once you go do with this, um, when you did your appointment initially, the rate of conversion between dollar to INR was different,
Oh my goodness. Okay.
and now it's different. So it spits out a delta of 615 rupees,
Okay, but you don't lose the amount you paid the
but you
first
don't
time.
lose the money. It automatically picks up that token that you've paid, essentially,
Okay.
of
Okay.
17,000 whatever you've paid INR.
Yep. Yep. Okay. That's good to
Um,
know. I thought you had to
yes.
pay from scratch
No, no,
for
no,
the
no.
amount. Okay. Okay.
And but here is a caveat. You have to select the same from the drop down menu. You have to select the same method of payment that you did earlier. So in my case, I paid using UPI. I still have my India number on, so
Okay.
I paid using UPI. So when you do drop down, you select the same, whether it's ICICI Bank, EFT,
Right.
UPI, or a
Right.
credit card or whatever.
Right.
So you
Okay.
select that, you hit yes, and then it takes like a minute to basically wake up and be like, oh, okay, this person is back, and then it will send you to that portal place where you have your name on the side and the calendar and like the drop down as to which consulate you want to choose for your OFC or biometric appointment. You select
Oh,
that and
you
you
have both, right? Oh my
yes.
goodness.
So you select that, and if you hit submit, you cannot go back and change that.
You mean the initial where you want to do it?
Yes.
So you pick an embassy, you pick a center without knowing dates.
No. So for OFC, it will give you a calendar of
Okay.
whichever. So for example, I am from Mumbai, so I would go to the Mumbai
Okay.
consulate.
Okay.
So I selected Mumbai. It gave me many dates for biometrics.
You're right.
I just selected, and I was like, okay, if the ones on the interview were not good, I will go back and change that. But little did I know, I selected the date. I went to the next one, and next one Mumbai didn't have any dates. So
Jesus.
I was like, okay, let me go back. It didn't let me go back. So I didn't save anything. Logged out. I closed Chrome. I reopened Chrome.
Still, it was selected.
Relogged in. It didn't let me change my date for biometrics. So I said, screw it. I just went back to Hyderabad. There was date for Hyderabad like 3 days later.
For
I was like,
OFC. Yeah.
no, for interview.
For interview. Okay. Okay.
For my interview, I selected that, and I was like, okay, screw it, submit. At least I'm
So
getting this.
you've got fingerprints in Mumbai and then interview in Hyderabad.
Yes. So
Okay.
fingerprints are in Mumbai on the 25th of April,
Okay.
and interviews in Hyderabad on the 28th of April.
Okay. Well, I
So
don't know if you
Friday
eat
and
meat.
Monday.
I don't know if you eat meat, but a good biryani over there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll try.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Okay.
uh, so yeah,
So
you
after you click, you pick in-person interview. Next is the money. Right after the money is your right after the money is your picking the dates, and
yes.
so you need to be careful what you pick first, because what you're saying, it's not like you're clicking submit. As soon as you
No.
click, it means you're done. You can't go
Yeah,
back and
you
change.
hit next and you are golden. You can't change your OFC date. You can, but then you will have to reschedule and you'll have to repay the entire 17,000
You're
rupees.
allowed one reschedule, right?
So funny thing.
You've already used it up for this.
Yes. They were only giving you one extra bonus reschedule if you had already used your reschedule. But if you hadn't used your reschedule, which I did,
This counts as that. Oh
yes.
god.
And I got
See,
my
people
original.
think that your life is not difficult here. Like, let's just let's throw in more challenges.
Yes, it's not fun. It's not fun.
Okay,
Like
so
I
just using
got,
up that reschedule. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
like I got my original Dropbox date was the 21st in Chennai as uh, of April, and I got that in October of last year.
okay.
So I was like, okay,
And this is
everything
your
is planned.
first appointment, right? To
First appointment of H-1B, yes.
okay, okay, okay. Well, you'll never forget it. Yeah, many more to come.
It's okay. It's okay. There have been so many things that I have gotten out of where this now seems like cakewalk.
Yeah, nice. Okay. So
Uh,
you did this. You picked the appointment. What's after this?
Prepare for the appointment.
So I mean, from like a procedural, I mean, for like finishing up your application, there's nothing else.
No. So once you
Did you have to
submit
do a
that,
new DS 160 for this?
no. So
Okay.
when you do fill that questionnaire, it automatically you have to put your
Okay.
DS160
Okay.
reference number. It automatically pulls that. You will just get a new confirmation page,
Okay.
which basically states that okay, now you have an OFC of
Okay.
appointment here and a
Okay.
biometrics of appointment here,
Okay.
and all of that is in like proper black and white, and you can print that for your safety.
Did you pick the same consulate when you were doing your DS 160? You remember at the start when you start the form, you have to pick a consulate.
Yeah,
Do your consulates match, or is that not a problem? Usually, it's not.
it's not
Uh,
a problem because you never know right at that time what you're gonna get.
okay, cool.
So
Because in the past, I've done it a couple of times.
uh-huh.
I mean, my first was during back then. They were nicer, right? So my first
Yeah.
one was a COVID. It was a Dropbox.
Okay.
My second one, because my first one was done, I didn't want to. It was so dicey getting slots. So I went to Canada and I did it. It was super nice. I got it was an
Yeah.
I did an
Okay.
interview and I got my passport back on the fourth day.
Okay.
Uh, so it was
Oh,
s-
nice. Okay.
yeah. So if usually everybody recommends that your first one is at home country, but second one
Yeah.
onwards, I
Yes.
highly recommend that you guys consider Canada as an option because it's very seamless. Yeah, if you
Okay.
can like within 4 5 days. So it's from like an expense standpoint, it's not too much. Also like a hotel for 4 days. I mean, or if you have friends somewhere you can crash,
Yeah.
saves you an international trip and come back. It's less disruption, and you're on the same time zone more or less with US also.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the less less disruption is the bigger uh what do you
Yeah,
call benefit, where
yeah,
you don't lose out 2 days in traveling back and forth.
exactly. Right, this is 1 hour. You're 1.5 hours. You're there.
Yeah.
Knock it out. Then you can work or chill out. 4 day,
Yeah.
fourth day. Actually, mine was 4 days because the weekend came in between. I've got
Oh, okay.
people got it on the second and third day and all. So
Okay.
it's like
Yeah,
even
that's
better.
even better. And well, I mean, if you are in like the Northeast or Michigan or
Yeah,
Seattle, you
yeah,
can just drive up. Yeah.
yeah. Exactly.
So you don't even need to fly.
We've covered the meat, Jaideep. I
Yeah.
still have 1 2 questions for you.
Sure. Go for it.
You said LinkedIn, right? What's your
Yeah.
process on staying on top of immigration updates? Because I'm sure a lot of people will benefit from this, especially now, right? Every week you wake
Yes.
up, there's like some 10 things out there, right? Like, I mean, I know this because I run the podcast, and
Yeah.
my friends know it because they hang out with me and I run the
Yeah.
podcast. But how does someone stay on top of things? And like I said, right, it took me 4 5 years to come to a point where I'm like, okay, I know what to look out for.
Yeah.
So you're very new and you still did it, and which is very impressive. So what's your go-to method to say apart from LinkedIn? Are there specific people you follow, or do you have like a
there
what you
there are specific people that you should follow, especially since if you want to gain willful employment here,
yeah
especially with this new stuff that's happening. You need to have all your papers in place at a drop of a hat. You
yeah
can't
yeah
really afford to not be in a place where you're like, oh, I don't know where it is, I need a day to figure it out. No,
yep
that's not the right way to do it,
okay
unfortunately. um but yeah, coming to people, there are immigration attorneys that you can follow who do post a lot about um uh, what is happening at a higher level in this country that is affecting consulates around the world.
right
um, and there are other people who are sort of sitting in the other countries who have deeper knowledge about how consulates work. So basically, there are a few lawyers who I would recommend to sort of follow on LinkedIn. Would be Robert Weber.
yep
There
Bob is
is,
great yep
yeah, Bob is great. Then there is a lady called Amber G. Davis. She is from
Amber G
Boston.
Davis okay
There is also an Indian lady called Saloni Sharma.
okay
Uh,
that's a
you
new
guys,
name I've not heard of
yeah.
her. Okay.
And then there is I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah,
Rahul, I would
I
like
know
to.
we spoke about it. Yeah,
Yes,
Gyanamukan Santurjoti, right?
yes,
He's
that
yeah.
he's
He used to
he's the
work for
gentleman.
Murthy law firm, and he also I
Yes,
find his updates on LinkedIn very insightful.
yeah, and they
So
are like
yeah,
very
yeah,
quick, lightning fast, to the point. They
yep,
cut out all the fat. They're
okay,
like, what affects you? Here you go. What doesn't affect you? Here you go.
okay,
So
great,
it's
great.
it's a one-stop shop for you to understand what
Awesome.
your next steps need to be based on any given situation that you are on.
And I think a huge learning from your journeys that don't sit and grieve or cry about any changes if it's
Yes.
directly
No.
impacting you. Be proactive, right? Take
Yeah.
steps to actually combat it, like Jaideep did. And I'll tell you, right, the reason why I'm doing this live stream is because I run a community group as part of the podcast. One of the members right now is stuck in India, who landed in India and found out that the rules changed, and now she's figuring out how to navigate this because there are no slots available, right? You know that at 2 3 in the morning, if you're lucky, sometimes you might find a slot, but it's not very easy to find slots, and she's stuck there, and she's trying to figure out how to navigate this. That's the main intention behind doing this live stream, right? I mean, it's not
Yeah.
her fault. It changed overnight. You can't really you can't really track it like that. But if
Yeah.
you
She was
happen to
probably
be,
on the flight.
yeah, she might have been the flight. If you're in US and you've got these things coming up, like Jaideep said, he's a great example. Follow your folks, the folks who give you great knowledge. All these names, I'll throw in some more. uh, I can link these guys to the
Yes, please.
description. Yeah, so that'll help you, and then follow it. And then if something like this happens, take action right away. Don't sit and think, should I not. If you need consultations, talk to these people. A lot of folks shy away from paying that $100, $150 consultation fees, but in the long run it's cheaper than what is going to impact you down the line, right?
Yeah.
If
And
it's
like,
yeah,
if you can afford to do premium processing on anything, just do it.
do it. Do it.
Just do it. It might be one paycheck, it might be two paychecks right now,
It's worth it.
but
Yeah,
the amount of mental pressure it takes off of you because you have a piece of paper saying that
yep,
it's done, you are good to go,
yep.
is like, I've done it hands down, and I will recommend it to anybody and everybody if you can afford it. If you can't, then it's a completely different story.
Yep, yep.
But if you can, do it.
Yeah, but
It's
don't let that amount scare you, because like Jaideep
yes,
is saying, it will pay itself back, right? You
yes.
can at any stage, if it's you to expedite your
Like,
EAD, if it's
especially
yeah,
if you are getting your OPT EAD cards. Like last
exactly, yeah,
year, it was such a big issue, and I
yeah,
believe it will be another issue this year in summer. Just pay that 1,500, $1,600 and get it done in like 5 days
yeah,
instead of waiting for 3 4 7 weeks over the 3 months window,
yeah.
and have your potential job get rescinded because you cannot legally start working.
Because looking at the bigger picture, guys, it's very turbulent times. It's
Yeah.
not just regular tech jobs, or folks, high skill jobs that are getting impacted, right? There's when I say high skill jobs, I means like folks like you know Microsoft, Amazon, all those folks that are getting impacted, right? There's a huge shakeup in the federal government itself, right? You get a lot of federal employees leaving. So if it was X amount of minutes to process something, now you can imagine it's probably going to be 3 or 4x, because there's a lot
Yeah,
of folks that
easily.
who are left. So
Yeah.
great advice, right? Just pay it, get it, and then just stay and think about it, as a thank you from your mental stress, right? That you
Yes.
do sitting and
It's
worrying about it.
it, it's the unfortunate sad reality where we are, where
Yeah.
we think that paying the $400 for your EAD is steep, but then uh,
Your
I
job
mean,
could be
see if
impacted. I know many
yeah,
people
yeah,
who had to rescind, who had their offers rescinded because they couldn't start on the start date, right?
yeah,
So
like it's painful, and
yeah,
and unfortunately your driver's license is connected to all of this. So if you are basically going on your STEM EAD and you don't have a receipt notice or anything, you can't get a driver's license to legally drive in this country. Like that's another giant red flag which a lot of people don't remember.
yep,
Um,
yep,
so
absolutely, absolutely. Great. I think we're just about to hit the 30-minute mark, Jaideep. I think
okay,
good spot for us to wrap up. Uh,
yep,
Thanks again for joining us. Thanks for sharing how you stay on top of immigration updates, and for walking us through the procedure. I'm sure there are many folks who are going to be very grateful. And
for sure.
folks, if you have any questions, please reach out. Uh, you know, I'm going to try convince Jaideep to join the Area 51 community group after this. So if he he says yes, he'll probably have
Yeah,
him on
for
the
sure.
group as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably have him on the group as well. But
Yeah,
feel free to
yeah.
ask any questions, post questions, and then
Mhm.
the reason I was able to find Jaideep was because as soon as he finished his experience, he shared it on 1 or 2 online communities. Right?
Yeah,
I thought it
I
was
did it
very
instantly. I didn't wait for anybody to
yeah
sort of ask me, "Hey,
yeah
have you done this?" Because a lot of people were posting, "Hey, what do I do? I don't know what do I do." And I
yeah.
was like, "Man,
The reason I'm highlighting that is because it's very important.
yeah,
It shows the nature of giving back, right? And it's very important because many times, the what and one immigrant has to go through is something that another immigrant will eventually have to go through in the near future. So sharing your experience
yeah,
helps. So just wanted to highlight that and just encourage you guys to do the same, because it you never know who it's going to help, or you never know if it's the leverage that it can bring about by many people reading and benefiting from it.
yeah." No,
So
that's very well put.
on that note, have a great week ahead, guys. I think we're almost in Monday Blues phase, so have a great
Oh,
week ahead.
Monday Blue started 4 hours ago.
So have a great week ahead. Enjoy the last few hours of the weekend. I hope you guys enjoy the cricket match today. And
Ah,
yeah, it's a good match. Good match. But on that note, until the next episode of live stream, guys, take care. Thanks, Jaideep.
yep. Bye bye.